So hi and welcome to BMW's lockdown-proof, COVID-proof interview. We're here with the TAS Racing guys. So we've got Brad Ray and Taylor Mackenzie. Brad, Taylor, hi.
Are you all right? I'm good.
You there, Taylor?
I'm there. Can you hear me?
Oh, you sound beautiful. So straight into it. Everyone's shackled to their homes. Everyone's locked down. Brad, how are you passing the time on lockdown?
To be fair, getting up sort of when you want. To be honest, I've been doing a lot of cycling. That's what I've been passing time with, really, getting up, having a bit of breakfast, do a couple of hours on the push bike, sit in the sun for a little while, and then it's been about it really, and just repeat that every day. Maybe have a day off every now and again, but yeah, just been cycling and a bit of weight training, and watching some Netflix documentaries and bits.
What have you learned on Netflix? You must have learned something amazing.
I've been watching the old Lance Armstrong cycling thing about all the old drugs he was taking, so taking note.
Whatever you got to do to win, eh? Taylor, how about you?
Very similar. I've been, just like every other bike racer, stuck for things to do. So I've been doing a bit of running, cycling. I get a training program from Loughborough University because me and Taz, my brother, got tested there at the start of the year. So we've both been doing home workouts from that. But yeah, I'm sort of running out of things to watch on Netflix too. I don't really watch much Netflix other than sporting documentaries, and I feel like I've seen most of them now. So I'm running out of things to do as well.
Have either of you picked up any new hobbies, any new things to pass the time? This is a parent and child friendly show, by the way.
No, I've got two. Neither of them are very interesting. One is the team's sponsored by Express Coffee, so I've got a coffee machine. So I've been practicing my latte art, but that's still a 0 out of 10. And the second is I've been teaching my dog new tricks. I've taught my dog how to do a 180, so that's my proudest moment so far.
That's pretty good. Any chance we can get a shot of the dog doing a 180?
Gosh, in fact, let me show you on my phone now.
Look at that, straight in.
I feel like you had that prepared.
I didn't, but it... Oh, my brother's ringing me. Wait there. Go away.
You're not going to answer to your own brother?
No. More important matters right now. That's not the 180, but that's standing.
And a big stand-up wheelie.
On demand, she'll do a stand-up wheelie. Here we go. Look at that, airtime.
That is a legit 180, that is.
Good girl. So my time's not been wasted at all.
I
mean, the bar's pretty high there, Brad. I don't want to put you on the spot here. Do you reckon you can top that?
No, I don't. No, I can't say I've done a little bit of. I went onto the Instagram, Costa's Instagram, and they put up a recipe for the caramel shortbreads. So we made them, smashed them out. Nowhere near the same as what you get in the shop, so I wouldn't recommend.
As good as that, eh?
Yeah, not ideal.
So on a racing, sorry to talk about racing. It's a sore spot for all of us missing it at the moment. But obviously, right now, normally we'd be right in the thick of the season, pushing on hard. We're not. How are you guys keeping up with your training? Kind of, what's your typical workout? Anything that you found new, or the extra time's been good for you, or?
Go on, Brad, you go first. Say something, and I'll say something twice as hard.
To be honest, for me, I would say with this lockdown, I've been doing more than what I would normally, especially sort of if the season had started now, then I wouldn't be doing as much as what I am doing. You sort of do your build up from say January to the first round, and then just through the year you're keeping up with the fitness and tapering. You're not really smashing your body to pieces, but with this lockdown and with with like not knowing what's gonna happen with the racing and when we're starting. We're just sort of trying to improve all the areas that you sort of struggle with, I'd say, and just killing time with keeping fit and being strong, I suppose.
I'd
Taylor,
say
you can't say the same +1.
No, but the one thing I have noticed is I've had a couple of little injuries over the past few years, and normally you don't get a chance to ever fix them because you're just constantly on a motorbike and either crashing and aggravating it or never really letting your body recover properly. So there's been a few little niggles, like I've got a bad shoulder that I've had for a few years, and this is the best it's ever been now because I've had a chance to recover properly. So yeah, they're having a long extended period of time. Normally the off season, you have a month or so off riding, and then you've got another winter test, and then it starts again. So you never really get a proper chance to just let your body rest. So I think that side of it, especially, I mean, I'm quite lucky. I don't have any real issues, but I'd imagine people like Marc Marquez are absolutely loving the time off at the minute and letting the limbs fit back in the places they were meant to.
Yeah, he comes down shiny side up every time, that boy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as you probably noticed, the whole nation's suddenly taken up fitness. That's a new thing when there's nothing else we're allowed to do. It's amazing the number of people. It's like January for full year round. Everyone's out exercising and cycling. Have you guys got any tips that you would say real good little quick exercises or quick things to do to help get in shape for other people at home?
For just like your quick body workouts are quite good. Sort of half hour every day, your cardio, go for a run or walk, or if you can't do either of them, go for a little cycle just to get your heart rate up a little bit. And then a bit of mobility, like stretching, and a bit of core work, and just overall body strength. Really, you don't necessarily need weights or anything like that. Just use your body weight as like your strength, and do push-ups, sit-ups, anything that doesn't involve sort of gym kit. But yeah, that's sort of about it. The one thing I've found is Get Swift, which is a cycling app, and just sit on there because it's brilliant. You go up levels, you go from level 2 to 3, you unlock a new bike, and then you go 3 to 4, you unlock some new wheels. And it's just like every day is like you get a little present, a little surprise. It's brilliant.
Fully addictive.
Oh, it is, honestly. Lovely.
The only thing I'd say on fitness is people that are new to fitness or are not used to doing it, because we have got so much time to now to do stuff. It's easy to burn yourself out by going mad and doing 2 hours one day and then feeling like you need to do it every day. But I think just doing a little bit every day and staying consistent with it and letting your body rest when you need a rest is really important as well, because it's easy to just get sucked into going mad for 2 weeks and then getting sick of it and fed up with it. So just trying to do a little bit every day is a good way to go about it, I think.
100%, yeah.
And I'm sure professional racers like you guys, you are disciplined, but you having to be a bit careful not to get sucked into smashing loads of food on the sofa every night, or has it been pretty all right because you're sticking to your training regime?
Ooh, bit of both, really. It's good because obviously you can't just pop out and get a Mackey's or like a takeaway or Nando's. You haven't got that sort of luxury anymore. So you are at home, you've got time to cook, you've got time to make decent food. So it kills time to make something nice and healthy, and it feels good. And yeah, it's better than going to Mackey's and grabbing a little double cheeseburger or something. But yeah,
you sound like a man who's missing his double cheeseburger.
Stop it.
I find it a bit easier just because of the amount of training you can do. I've been eating reasonably healthy anyway because I quite enjoy cooking. But if I do find myself eating more than I normally do because I'm at home, I've been training more anyway, so it's kind of balanced out. My weight stayed the same, which is quite good, really. Although I don't really want to introduce McDonald's back into the equation at the minute. Quite good at shut.
Yeah.
So we could drag the conversation somewhere near bikes. Brad, you were lucky enough to get out at Kyrgyzstan on the 2020 S1000 RR. or whisper before knockdown. You snuck that in there before we got locked down. What were your impressions of the new bike? What was the kind of first test, first feel of it?
Really good. Yeah, really positive. I think the potential of the bike was really good. I felt comfortable straight away on it. And the bonus was we wasn't on the 2020 race bike, so we was on sort of like a hybrid bike, not a full race bike, but sort of in between what we would be racing and what they raced last year. So it was quite positive. Both tracks we went to were new for me, so we had to learn the track. But straight away, I felt really good on the bike. Felt comfortable. We made a few changes, and I could feel the changes that were being made. So overall, I felt really positive coming away from the first test with the team and with the new bike.
Fantastic stuff. So good start to the season, even if we're on a bit of a gap now. Now, Taylor, you spent most of 2019 on the previous generation. How do you think the new model compares?
Well, yeah, the second I got on the new model in Superstock, it was the previous bike was really good, but the new bike was just that little bit better everywhere. And in Superstock, when you get what you're given, basically. There's no changing. You can't put a new swinging arm or anything in. The new bike was just a big step ahead overall by the time on the stopwatch. So at Donington Park and Alton, I'm pretty sure I went under the lap record at both tracks straight away on the new bike. And in fairness now, and we've been speaking to Batham's Racing that I raced for last year, because the bike was so new to them that we literally just rode the bike as it came. But they've made a few little tweaks now to little things that they found out since the season's finished, and they're pretty confident that if we went back now again, it would be another step better again. So it was amazing for me just jumping on it. I think it was 3 rounds to go, and we were kind of at the stage where we were either going to get beat if we carried on doing what we're doing, or we could try something different. So we took a bit of a risk swapping bikes with 3 races to go, but it didn't pay off because we didn't win the championship. But at the same time, it was definitely the right thing to do because we went faster than we would have done on the other bike. So yeah, I loved it the second I got on it as well.
That's a positive, and yeah, exciting for when we actually finally get racing. You both feel like there's going to be a real good competitive package then.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing for me was the 2 races to go. I was lucky enough to get a go on the Superbike, and that was the first time I've ridden a Superbike that just felt like a Superstock bike in effect, because normally when you get on a Superbike, they feel like an animal and everything's scary and fast and harsh. But this bike was just the best Superbike I've ridden. It was easy for me to get on it. I was top 10 straight away on it, which was as good as I've been on any other Superbike really, straight away. So yeah, it was good. I was just gutted that we didn't get to carry on where we left off last year and just continue forwards, because we've definitely got the grounds there to make a strong start.
So a little bit of a quick fire round now then, guys. A few little traditional racing questions. So first of all, favourite track? Brad?
What, UK or like anywhere?
Anywhere in the world. Go-kart track, PlayStation track.
Oh, favourite track in the world? You fighter. God, it's too many. Austin, Texas. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Austin, Texas.
We'll go with that.
COTA. That's a pretty awesome track, that one. Brad, how about you? Sorry, Taylor, how about you?
I'd have to say Donington Park. That's one of my favourites.
I thought you were going to say Knockhill then.
Knockhill is my second favourite. I've had the most success at Donington, so I kind of have to go with that.
Go with that.
I prefer Knockhill weather though.
Joking.
And in all of your racing throughout everything you've done in your career, Brad, who's been your kind of toughest rival to race against so far?
I'd have to say Probably TAS in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every weekend we'd be battling every weekend. So yeah, I'll probably say TAS for that.
No pressure then, Taylor. Who's your toughest rival?
I'm a much nicer person. Probably last year with Richie Cooper, that was as hard as it got for me. He pushed me every weekend, so that was good. I enjoyed that.
Racing hero, Taylor, you can go first.
There's a lot to. The boring answer is Valentino Rossi, but it's hard to pick anyone other than him. But I also like Casey Stoner and Nicky Hayden as well.
How about you, Brad?
Valentino.
Yeah, straight away.
And I would say Marquez as well. He's quite something, isn't he?
Pretty special rider. So I'm sure this is a question you've been asked before, and it's always a tricky one to answer. But I mean, TAS Racing has had some fantastic success on short circuit and on the roads, obviously. Would you ever consider doing road racing, so real road, so Isle of Man, or maybe even the crazy little Irish ones?
Who's going? Brad? I'll go. I've been and watched the Northwest and the TT. I've been over with the team before, and I absolutely love watching it. But I think I probably, if I was going to do it, needed to start earlier and have 3 or 4 years of practice and getting used to it. But I love my short circuit racing that I do, and I love watching it. But the real answer is my mum won't let me do it, even if I wanted to do it. But yeah, I'll just be short circuit racing for me.
How are you, Bradley?
Yeah, I'm the same. I've been over to the Isle of Man once. I watched it on TV. It's just incredible what they do, but it's just not for me. I don't know what sort of pace them boys ride at, but I struggle to when I go out on track, I struggle to switch off to say 80% riding. It's either 100% or nothing, and I don't think you could do that in road racing and sort of be successful at it. So it's incredible what they do, but it's definitely not something that I would do now or even in the future.
So looking back on it seems mad to say, looking back on your career so far, you're two young guys, but again, you guys have been racing for a long time now. Brad, what's your most memorable moment from your racing career so far, other than getting the BMW ride for this season, obviously?
There's a couple of shine through moments. Obviously, the double win at Donington would be one of the best. But also my first win in Supersport at Cadwell, and then we done a double that day. And was just only a privateer team, so we just done it out of the awning on the side of the van. Just me, Dad, mechanic, and Mum obviously were coming along with the Parrot, and it was just like a incredible achievement to get the win in Supersport and to do the double that weekend. It was one of the best moments probably.
How about you, Taylor?
The two sort of big moments in my career was, the first one was winning the 2016 championship at Donington. That was as good as days get, really. I won the race and won the championship. But then the second one was actually losing the championship at Alton Park in last year, because all year I'd worked towards winning the championship, and that was all I was obsessed with. And although I was absolutely devastated that we lost it, I was sort of okay with it because we'd given it our all and that was all we could do. And it was weird for me because I kind of had to accept that, but I also thought I just actually love racing motorbikes. That's all it is about, the winning. But at the same time, if you give everything you've got, then I sort of grew up a bit that day because I realised that there's more to this, and I just keep working as hard as I can, and that's all you can do sometimes.
Mm.
That's pretty good way of looking at it. I think it's I mean, it's hard to imagine, but if you weren't racing bikes, what would you do instead, do you think? Stop doing whatever you're doing and go and race bikes?
Latte art.
Latte art.
Oh, I've thought since the racing stopped, that's all I've been thinking about is there's no racetracks open, there's no motorbikes to ride. What do I do? And I've thought long and hard, but I'm struggling to come up with anything so far. So I'll just hope that they open some racetracks so we can race bikes again, because that's all that's on my mind.
And how about you, Bradley?
Well, I don't think I'm much cop at anything else but racing bikes, to be honest. I think I'd just be like a general builder or something, like a labourer. You know, wake up, go and, excuse my language, go and make some tea for the boys, knock up a bit of muck, lay some roof tiles, put some bits. That's probably all I'd be capable of if I didn't do racing.
And other than getting back on the bike, have you guys got any other goals for 2020?
Need a haircut.
Need a haircut.
That's right up there.
I haven't. Yeah, no. I'd quite like to, I've never ran a marathon because it takes it out of you doing one, and there's never really time to do it in the season. And when it gets to October, the last thing I want to do is run a marathon. So, if depending on what happens with racing, I might try and run a marathon at some point.
Good answer. We're going to hold you to that. When this is all back on, we're going to remind you of that one.
I've said it now. I don't know why I just said that, because now I've said it.
You're going to have to do one.
Yeah.
So just to finish up then, guys,
Go on.
let's have a bit of happy thoughts for when we're back on a bike again. For up-and-coming racers, both of you guys have kind of worked your way up through the ranks. You know how hard it is, mentally, physically, financially. And you know how much kind of determination it takes. You know, there's a lot of people that raced at those lower levels that you guys would have raced with as kids that fall by the wayside or don't make it or give up. Or what would you guys have any advice for young aspiring racers, those guys who are where you were years ago? Have you got one bit of advice that would help people to make that jump to where you guys are now?
Mine would just be to do not stop working hard, because the one thing I've seen amongst some people, that not all, but there was a lot of kids that I saw that were young, that were really talented, and then they stopped working hard because it was too easy at the start, and it gets tough. So I've never yet, well, for me, the harder I work, the better it gets, basically, and you always get paid off if you work hard. So that's my advice. Just keep digging in and keep working hard, no matter how tough it gets.
Good shout. Bradley?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, if you've got a goal in life, whatever it may be, and you want to achieve something, you want to succeed at something, then just chase it, give it your all. Don't give up. It might get tough, but if you want to win and you want to succeed, then just keep pushing through. The bad times make you stronger, and just have that goal set in your mind and keep pushing until you get there. That's as simple as it gets, really. Obviously, some people don't get the chance to get there, but if you really want to do something, just enjoy every minute. That is the main thing as well, because if you don't enjoy it, you won't be good at it. So yeah, enjoy what you do and chase your dream.
Nice words there. So we'll wrap up there. Thanks very much, guys, for taking time out of your busy schedule of caramel shortbread and latte making. And fingers crossed we can
make a business, couldn't we?
Yes. Now it's all.
Now it's all.
We get a little catering van, and you two can run your catering unit in between the rounds.
Even that.
Thanks.
Fingers crossed we're back on the bike soon, and all the best with the training, guys.
Lovely.
Cheers.
Thank you.